action. The Melbourne Declaration on Educational Goals for Young Australians sets out the goals for the education of young people in this country. Goal 2 of the Declaration aims to develop successful learners who are confident and creative individuals and active and informed citizens. Look around you, because that's exactly what we're seeing here today. This, here and now, is what education looks like, and I think we'd better get used to it. The young people here are speaking their truth, but they're also speaking the truth of climate science. They're shaping the education they need. We have every reason to be impressed with the young people of this region. Earlier this week, with other colleagues from the university, other amazing teachers and passionate sustainability people from our community, I had the honour of being a mentor at the Tasmanian Climate Leaders Conference. Seeing the passion, ingenuity and commitment to finding more sustainable solutions here in northern Tasmania was absolutely inspiring. For anyone concerned that this strike is a distraction from their education, I'd say this is the education they need, and more than that, this is the education that we, the older generations, need. So are we listening? Well, my childhood back in the 70s was pretty carefree. I can't say the same for these young people. If we think of the news of recent years, I don't have to go through it. Ethan did it, Anna did it. The droughts, the longer bushfire seasons, the floods, people, farmers losing livestock, losing farms. These events form the backdrop against which today's children are growing up. I'm devastated that what should be a carefree time of childhood for you has been taken away. Your childhood and future childhoods are now preoccupied by the prospect of a changing climate that is making the world more inhospitable to human life. Given that we are all connected in this, I feel that the least that we, the adults, can do is stand with you and stand up for your right to protest this great injustice. I think that I can safely speak for all of the older people here today to say we're grateful to you for having the courage to speak truth to power. We can learn from you. And if we believe that your future is worth standing up for, then we too, the older generation, must do more. It's not fair that we leave the children to do the heavy lifting, that we just wipe our hands of it and say, this is yours to solve. We too must think about what we can do to help change the situation that we're leaving you to deal with, particularly since, like the US, we have a government led by politicians who do not take climate science seriously and who are actively encouraging expansion of the mining that causes the release of carbon emissions. But while the government is dragging its heels in terms of action on climate change, we must remember that we are not powerless here. It's abundantly evident that these young people are exercising their power of their voices and their presence here, united in this movement. This is what power looks like, and more power to them, I say. This amazing turnout today is the result of the power of these young people tapping into the gravity of this global moment, and that should be recognised and supported. This is inspiration for us older people to exercise our power too. The power of our everyday actions and our power to support young people who are taking action. In closing, I want to say that one important way that we, the older generation, who has benefited from, I guess, the good life in this country, we can exercise our power by finding out what our superannuation is invested in. I was shocked to discover that the fund I had my super invested in had shareholdings in mining companies. When I learned this, I switched to an ethical superannuation fund. It was easy to do, and I think we owe it to these young people and all of their futures to find out what our superannuation funds and what our managed funds are invested in. We can vote with our dollars and decide that we'll not put the future of our young people at further risk by investing in funds that profit from mining and fossil fuels. I believe strongly that if we care about all our children and the future generations, then in addition to turning up today to stand by them, we'll exercise the power we have in defending their right to a safer future. Thank you.